Now let us consider the taxonomic aids, the last section of this chapter. Taxonomy, we try to understand. Aids, the things that are helpful for taxonomy, means characterization, identification, nomenclature, classification. What are the different things available for us? For example, if you go to a forest for studying the plants and animals, flora and fauna, what things we must take to the field? Or if you bring a plant or animal to the laboratory and study the characters, what are the things that are helpful for us right from characterization to classification? Taxonomic studies of various plants and animal species are useful in agriculture. So on the whole, objectives are different: characterization, identification, nomenclature, classification. Why all this exercise is necessary? It is necessary to better understand them, to better utilize them in agriculture, forestry, ethnobiology, medicinal purpose, then industry, and knowing our bioresources. What are our bioresources of our country? Bioresources of a particular state. Costa Rica is a rich biodiversity country. Its bioresources are very high. Similarly, Peru, similarly some tropical countries. Now, the plants and animals of a particular country as treated as a bioresource, just like any other resource. The studies require correct identification, classification of organisms. Taxonomic studies, very purpose is identification, nomenclature, correct classification. Systematics and students require the basic knowledge of the plants, basic knowledge of the animals. What are the different parts of the plants? What are the different parts of the animals? He must have some basic knowledge. To help them, some taxonomic aids have been developed. What are those aids? Herbaria. Herbaria word is derived from herb, a small plant. Herbaria are storehouses and repositories of plants for future reference. These are kept in a very room, a big room, and big in a building. And anybody is interested in studying the plants, animals, he can go to that building, that room, and see the plants in dried form, in preserved form. Herbaria are dried, pressed, preserved materials on sheets. When we go to field, collect the plants, collect the twigs, small twigs, flowers, fruits, seeds, if available, then they are pressed on a sheet of paper, dried properly, preserved, and stored in the herbaria. They are arranged systematically according to a particular classification. These are called herbaria. And they also follow on that particular sheet, some details will be available, like collection date, on which date that particular plant was collected, location, name, scientific name, local use, name of the collector, all these details, who collected it, when, from which place, all these details will be available on those sheets. arranged according to a particular system of classification. Herbaria are there throughout the world in different countries. They are good maintaining. Some countries are maintaining very good herbaria. And each country follows its own particular classification. Some may follow natural classification like Bentham and Hooker. Some may follow the phylogenetic classification. But each herbaria follows its classification. Arrange those herbaria into species, genera, families, order, divisions like that. Herbaria are maintained botanical institutions, botanical gardens, universities. Where are they maintained, herbaria? They are maintained in universities. They are maintained in institutions. Some botanical gardens attached to botanical gardens. If somebody is interested, he can visit the herbaria, he can visit the garden also. Herbaria or botanical museums. Sometimes it may not be possible to go to the field, interior places, forest places. But still, a botanist is interested to see the plant. Then, if the herbaria are maintained, he will go to the herbaria and sort out, take out that particular plant, see its morphology and the information available on the herbarium sheet. Botanical gardens. Throughout the world, in different countries, within the countries, different botanical gardens are maintained. They have become more important now rather than earlier. These are specialized gardens wherein collected plants collected from the field, forest, interior places, rare, interesting, important plants are maintained in live state. See the difference between the herbarium and botanical garden. Herbarium dried, not living. But here they are maintained in live state. Which type of plants? Rare plants, very rare, interesting, botanical interest or medicinal importance or genetically importance. Important plants in life. Botanical gardens are reference sources for botanists. Every botanist will be interested to visit a botanical garden to see the variety of plants in live condition. They also serve to create awareness and entertainment. Each plant is labeled with relevant information. Suppose a plant is grown in a particular place, there its a botanical description will be there. What is its species, genus name, family, like that. Then each plant is labeled with relevant information. There are some important botanical gardens. Number of botanical gardens are there. It is not possible to take each and every one. But let us consider some very few and important. Royal Botanical Garden. It is in Kew, London, England. Royal Botanical Garden. Indian Botanical Garden. It is in Howrah, near Calcutta, in our country. Now it is known by Jagadish Chandra Bose Botanical Garden. National Botanical Gardens in Lucknow, attached to National Botanical Research Institute, maintained by that institute. It is in Lucknow. Now, this picture, this is me and my wife in front of the Royal Botanical Gardens Kew, a very big botanical garden, maintaining a variety of plants, herbs, shrubs, trees, very rare plants, endangered plants, hydrophytes, xerophytes, mesophytes, different types. There we have visited and took some important photographs. This is the plant we have taken the photograph. You can very easily identify Insectivorous plant, Nepenthes. Then museum. Museum have collections of preserved plants, animals, preserved plants, animal specimens. To study and reference. Museum is different from botanical garden. Museum is different from zoological parks. Animal specimens are preserved in jars and suitable containers. Snakes, lizards, or some amphibians, or some molluscan animals, or some annelids in jars and suitable containers. Every university zoology department maintains a museum. There you can see a variety of collections. Some plant and animal specimens are preserved in dried form. Insects like butterflies are preserved in boxes after killing and drying. Large mammals and birds are stuffed. Large mammals, suppose apes, monkeys, or some other animals. So there, the animal is killed, the internal, all viscera, internal parts are removed, stuffed with cotton or some hay. External features are maintained, skin and all other parts. Similarly, birds, internal parts are removed, they are stuffed. Museums often have fossils. What are fossils? Once they existed, now they more, but some evidences are available on the rocks, tree trunks, or some other places like bones, skulls, teeth. Some fossils, wood trunks, and bones and skeletons. So some museums also maintain these. Zoological parks. Zoological parks are the places where the wild animals growing in forests are kept in protected environments under human care. They are collected from the forest, very remote places, brought to the zoological park, kept in a place. A similar environment is created for that particular animal and it is maintained in live condition. For example, there are some animals which are in the state of extinction. So such animals are collected from the forest area, remote area, and maintained in the zoological parks. Animals are provided the conditions similar to their natural habitat. If it is an aquatic bird, if it is an aquatic animal, then they have to maintain a pond, water, same type of water. Then only they can live, otherwise they die. Every animal, every plant needs its own environment, own habitat. Visitors learn about their food, what type of food they take, habitat, behavior. Children and adults enjoy looking them virtually in live condition. They may see in the TVs, they may see in the books, but virtually looking the animal, a zebra. Then zoos are meant for children for entertainment. The difference between a zoological park and a zoo is zoological parks are for maintenance of wild, rare, important animals for preservation purpose, for reference purpose. For zoos are meant for entertainment, particularly for children. key. Flora, fauna, they provide the key for identification purpose. So you have collected a plant, you collected an animal from the field, brought to the laboratory, you want to identify. Floras manuals will be available. The Floras manuals contain the keys. Study the characteristics, look at the book, examine. So the key is Floras and manuals provide the key for the identification of plant and animal species. Keys are based on the contrasting characters pair called couplet. Contrasting characters. One present, another absent. This is contrasting character. Dicotyledon, monocotyledon. Pentamerous flowers, trimerous flowers. Or metameric segmentation, or body is differentiated into head, thorax, abdomen. Like that. Each statement in the key is called lead. For example, let us consider number of cotyledons in a seed. This is a key. Two cotyledons, automatically we can call it as a dicotyledonous plant. In the seed, only if one cotyledon is present, monocotyledon. So this is lead, this is couplet. These two are called couplets. Floras, manuals and monographs. Floras, manuals and monographs. Flora, as I told you, flora, all the animals of a particular region is called flora. Flora of Andhra Pradesh, flora of Madhya Pradesh, flora of Western Ghats. All the animals put together of a particular region is called fauna. Fauna of desert, fauna of forest. Floras, manuals and monographs. Floras, manuals, monographs and catalogs are prepared to help correct identification of species. For guidance purpose, some books are available, floras are available, manuals are available. Floras contain information about habitat, distribution of plants given in area. Let us take two examples. Flora of British India, prepared by J.D. Hooker. He described all the plants of India known at the time, provided the key, that is Flora of British India. Flora of Madras Presidency, Gamble. He prepared the flora of erstwhile Madras State, Madras Presidency. If you refer that book, you will come across all the plants described there, provided the key, descriptions, habitat, all these things. Manual, flora of British India, flora of Madras. Manuals are useful in providing the information for identification of names and species found in an area. Manuals give the detailed information for identification purpose. Suppose flowers are there, what type of flowers are there, how to classify them, what are the different organs available in the. Similarly, you take an animal. Suppose if you want to identify different members of the annelids, then every detail will be given in the manuals. So that will help us provide the basic knowledge for identification purpose. For example, manual of flowering plants of Hawaii. Manual of Dandakaranya forest. Manual of. So that manual will be helpful for the identification of plants and animals available occur in Dandakaranya forest. Monographs provide a detailed information of a particular taxon. Monographs describe about a particular species, a particular genus, or a family, not all. Monograph of Chlamydomonas, monograph of E. coli, monograph of earthworm, or for example, if you take a good example, Maheshwari and Vasil prepared a monograph on nettles of India of a particular species, a particular genus or particular family. Mono means single, graph means description. For example, NEET Botanical Monographs. This is the end of the chapter. Now we try to understand what are the different taxonomic aids. In the next session, we will take a revision on this entire chapter in the form of questions. I give you some questions and let us discuss the questions and try to answer them. Thank you. Let us meet again in the next class.